Hey, love.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going.
How much longer are you thinking? Because I'm starting to get hungry.
Are you gonna leave that in the video?
Maybe.
You're a progress runner. Now we're getting our hoses. Our lines figured out a little better here. I wonder if I should tighten these down. Get them on. Will I still be able to get to my injector? It looks like it, yeah. So let's do that. Let me see. I'm going to fix these two connectors that are broken off. Put a hose on, put that clamp on. Now for the fuel line. It might prove hard to screw this into the rail with the with the tubes attached. Probably gonna have to disconnect them and pull them up out of the way. Should have done this before. I tried to do it beforehand, but I didn't realize. Let's do one at a time, see how they go.
It's really not very interesting to just sit here and watch you.
I don't know what else to tell you. This is what's involved in working on a fucking motor.
Like, I could have wrapped that thing. Like, do you have anything like that to do?
We have 3 wraps on that, full or 4 full wraps on that, and then screwed into that. Yeah, it's gonna be a bitch to get on the rail. One thing I will not be doing is removing the rail. Probably not a good idea to put this on without hose clamps, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty tight. It's not a high pressure system. So I think I'll just pop that on there. I need to go get more of this. This is 1/4 inch high PSI hose. They always put hose clamps on after the fact. This is not gonna be the easiest, I can see. Got that hose installed and reinstalled the injector lines. I brought the heater out so that I can heat up some fuel line that I have that's old and used. Probably not going to be the best for getting on. All right, we'll install this later. Rail sits in here. Click. Let's see. How do I want to run my wires? I think I can run through here. So that alternator sits. Oh yeah, right off the backside. That would be pretty. There'll be room in front behind that, so that's good enough for me. I should have made more modifications to this so I had this bracket out. Could have cleaned all this up, really. Cut this corner off here just so you can see the hub a little better. So probably want to wait to tighten that out until I get that bracket on. All right. So far, so good. Grab that hose right there and make a nice loop that comes up and stops right here, and then use your finger to measure where that goes. That's where you're gonna cut. Those are a little hard to use, but I think you'll be fine. In order to get that onto here, you're gonna have to heat it up. So start heating it and I'll tell you how close to hold it and all that other stuff so you don't melt it. On, hit the plus, hit the power level again. And let's get the end of it hot. We want to get it hot so it slips on there easily. So get that portion hot. Yep, about that far away. Just hold it there for about a minute. Alright, try to get her on. Oh, I burnt that shit up myself.
Yeah, because you were being impatient.
No. Alright, you want to wear this glove and then just try and get it on manually? You're going to have to. This won't insulate you from the heat.
I know. No shit. What?
You just blew the circuit. It's fine.
Should I try?
Yep. It's ready.
Why didn't I try it this way like you told me? Problem is my hand isn't really big enough. Yeah, I can't. It's not. My hand's not big enough to use that. However, I didn't fucking need it, so.
Hey, you're doing
suck a dick.
Perfect glove.
It's the exact same principle as putting together the drip line.
Sure, absolutely. Get this guy bolted down.
Okay.
All right.
So then how time is supposed to go?
Well, just give it a good tighten and see what you kind of. All right, try to keep it on there straight when you do it. That's how you round off bolts. There you go. Push with your left. Perfect. All right. You give it a whirl. That was pretty good, love. Wait for it. You gotta.
Click.
Perfect. Okay, alternator's installed. Now look up. You see that right there? Can't believe it's still fucking on here.
Yes, I've been looking at that.
Okay, so that right there is how you route the belt.
Mm-hmm.
So the belt's mostly routed, but you're gonna have to get it on there in a way. So right here is the tensioner. So what you do is you put this on that and you rotate it, and it's got an arm on it that rotates it down here so that you can get the whole belt on the system, and then you release it and it comes up and gives tension. So this is an important thing to be able to do as a mechanic. And if you ever have to change a belt on the side of the road, so stick your head over to the top here and I'm going to show you how this works. See if they went SAE on us. It's not a 15, but that will work for this purpose. So you want to put it down kind of as low as possible. So probably get it on down here, and you see how it rotates?
Mm-hmm. You have to hold it in place?
Yeah, you have to hold it, get your belt all set up, And while you're holding this, you have one hand to use to get the belt on all the things. So.
Okay, hold on a second.
All right, so pro tip, don't put it on the alternator, put it on everything else first and leave it off of the alternator. Make sure it's in the grooves and nicely set. I think that the thing's wrong because this is a 7.3.
Oh, that is wrong?
Yep. Yeah, so this is for, oh, it says 7.3. Oh, this truck may have been an original 7.3. All right, go ahead and pull up on her. Okay, release. You just installed your first accessory belt.
Yay.
Well, let's see here. Is the fan rotating in the right direction? Looks like yes. So those are smooth, and that's touching smooth, smooth. Anything that it has to drive that requires a lot of torque will have grooves in it, like those. And then the back side of the belt is meant for anything that doesn't need a lot of torque, like idlers and stuff like that. That doesn't seem right. It seems good enough for me. The only difference is, I mean, that's how it came off, for sure. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like you can run both ways. Maybe they ordered this belt for it, not realizing either they put it on wrong or I don't know. Yeah, I think that's fine. We'll keep it there unless something happens crazy.
If it is going the wrong direction, will it like explode or something?
No.
What will happen?
If something's going in the wrong direction, like if the alternator were going in the wrong direction, which it's not, or if the fan were, which it's not, then you would end up with not sure about the alternator. It might actually still produce power because it's an AC system, but maybe not as efficiently. But the fan, the engine would overheat because it wouldn't be pulling air through the radiator. It'd be trying to push air back out the front of the vehicle. Okay, so next, got all the return lines on. And I'll have you hook this back up. Try and bend this up here. Bend up. Hey, that's a lot better. Next, put your gloves on. And then you're gonna put this bracket on there, right there where those two bolts are. Whatever you do, don't drop the bolts. Oh no. I think the socket fairy got this one. Alright, did you tighten those down?
Not with a wrench, but with my hand, yeah.
You stand back up there, get your hand in there. Now I'm gonna put my hand on the back side of yours. You're not gonna apply any torque, you're just gonna feel what my hand gives you. Go ahead and get that on the bolt. That's what you can do with something like that.
I don't know if that's helpful, but whatever.
And if you were going into steel, it would be a little tiny bit more, but then you never want to surpass the overall torque that you can apply to, let's say that's definitely not a grade 8 bolt, but you got to know what kind of bolts you're working with too. Standard bolts, it's not much more than what you felt. All right, so you got that on there. Now this little guy right here, that little metal vagina right there, clicks onto there, and that is your throttle control. The glow plugs are here. So power for the glow plugs, left and right bank. And I'm gonna leave that disconnected, set off to the side. The reason I'm doing that is because we gotta get this thing primed. Let's see what the best means of priming this is. Alright, so what I'm doing is loosening each injector because they have to bleed. So the way that works, these injectors won't just fire, they have a poppet in them. They have a certain amount of pressure that needs to be met in order to open up. That means is if you have air in the line to the injector, what's going to happen, you'll be compressing that air and you'll never build quite enough pressure to actually actuate the poppet. I've got the Lone Star, whatever, Lone Wolf 1000, 5000. All right, here we go. I'm going to start priming. Oh, you know what? I can't yet. I got to put on my water line. Probably put some water in it. We do a coolant flush. So the truck is live right now. The fuel line is hooked up. Oh, I'm sure there's something else I forgot. Probably want to hook that ground back up back there. They never have it hooked up, but I don't see any other grounds going to anything except for this, which is not enough. The heavy duty one down here should be going to that bolt hole. Clean that up and stick a bolt in there. Okay, it's all hooked up. Let's make some noise. Alright, I think we're primed to there. Well, that starter is good. So you're supposed to run for 15 seconds. Well, this seems right. Run for 15 seconds, let it sit for 2 minutes. That thing turns over like crazy.
You'll just have to say something amusing in those 2 minutes.
I think it's beer 30.
I like how you didn't offer to get me one.
No, when I grabbed it, I was thinking, I need to go out and offer her one. Ice cold. Should probably have like a little Schrader hooked up to this. It goes off to the side so I could actually not flood my fucking top of the engine with diesel fuel. I think we have enough coming to this. So I'm going to do 15 seconds. I'm cranking and hopefully I see it at the injectors somewhere. Well, looks like that has a couple of holes in it where we pinched it. I think we're going to have issues. Well, I know we got fuel up to here now. That's good. All right, just cut off that part that was leaking for now. It's probably all going to leak, but we'll see what happens. Get a leak on that one too.
I was getting video of the sunset. Do you want to see?
In a second, yes, I do. It's recording, so.
This is a recording too, so we'll show you what it looks like. Dang, man. Look at that. Freaking beautiful. Are you kidding?
Oh, wow. That pops.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's keep doing this. Looks like the whole return system's got fuel in it now, so we know that the pump's probably primed. So now I just gotta see it out of the injectors.
What are we looking for?
For fuel to come squirting out of this area here, up out of the tops and everything.
And it should or should not?
It should squirt out. So we're priming it, so that means you have to It's complex. Do you want me to explain it to you right now?
No, I understand.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to get fuel to the injectors, but you have to bleed out any air in order to do that.
Hopefully I can find some Jeopardy-like music. Or SpongeBob.
Yeah, just pull.
2 minutes later.
I wonder if there's a signal. You know, we might have to do this by key because I believe one of these wires is actually a solenoid that turns this on. Huh, okay. Let me research. It's the clutch on most vehicles is a starter safety. This seems to be bypassed, so all you need to do is turn the key and for 15 seconds or until I say stop. And then I'll tell you when to start. And you got your timer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and start. All right, wait for 2 minutes. Yeah, I need to buy a new line. Okay. All right, when you're ready.
It's not quite 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. When it is, tell me.
Okay. 5, 4, 3. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we got fuel to most of them. Yeah, there's this one that doesn't quite have fuel to it just yet. What's this one? It's gonna smoke like a motherfucker from all the fuel that's been in there. All the shit that's been dropped down the intake. That's great. All dust and bits of grime. It's okay, this big dirty bastard will eat it all up.
All right, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready. Perfect. Now let me crank all these down. And we will hook up the glow plugs. All right, we are live. And I think it might start. I don't know. My multimeter up. Hook up to a good ground. The ground. And we'll hook on to right there so we can see the glow plugs. All right. So you got your timer ready?
Yeah. Or 15 seconds ago?
Might actually fire up.
Okay, ready?
I am ready. Yeah, go ahead. Is the glow thing on?
Yeah.
Okay, wait for it to shut off.
Off.
Okay, go ahead, start. Keep starting. Probably blew a fuel line off or something. I haven't looked at it. So I need you to, you're fine. I think it just started because, oh yeah, we got leaks down here too. The whole thing's leaking. I'll buy some hose tomorrow and replace these. They're really old. That sucks. But I don't think we're gonna have any more leaks out of our injector thingies. Let that starter cool down for like 5 minutes and then we'll get on her again. It's just having trouble starting. I don't know why. Don't know what's going on, but something's weird. Next I'll have to probe these wires and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Alright, here we are. It's dry as a bone, so let's see what happens. I'm going to turn the ignition on. Who knows if that clicking was normal? I don't think it is. But hook onto you, and hook onto you. Now I know she'll fire. That is fucking loud. That sounds like a bent rod. Something super fucked. See what happens if I cycle a key. Both plugs are on. Now they're cycling. Maybe he just likes the glow plugs, I don't know. Well, I did replace these lines, so it's probably got a bunch of air in it. Great. That got to cool down. Maybe it likes the glow plugs. I think it does. See if we got fuel up to here. Let that starter cool down. We'll go from there. You just got a shitload of air in the lines again. Who knows? Maybe the signal to the pump itself is not quite happy. I'm gonna let that starter cool for a bit. And we're back. Had to eat dinner, so already noticed one of the connectors broken, so I'm gonna just fix that real quick for the glow plug. Alright, we're good there. Now the temperature switch, which enables basically enables your high idle solenoid and hell if I know what else. Sits just back here off the back side and that way, straight down of your coolant hose connector, and it's plugged off. And we got the harness connector here. Can't really see it from there, but there it is. Little two-prong dealio. Looks like it hasn't been used in forever. Anyways, we got the spare motor and it has one in it. And this one just got a plug in it. So I'm gonna swap that guy in, hook that up, see if it helps a little bit. Alright, so this is our temperature switch. It's basically for idle, I suppose. Once the engine reaches 100 and once the engine reaches supposedly 114 degrees Fahrenheit, I guess that's enough for it to say I've got heat in me, and it turns off the high idle solenoid. And I don't know what else it does there. Maybe it also has to do with the glow plugs as well. But this motor doesn't have one in it. So I'm going to change that. It's got a plug, which I think I've already stated. This right here, there's right off the back side of your vacuum pump right here, just to the back driver's side or passenger side of it, straight down, going into the block from this angle. Some other sensor. I mean, I have no idea what that does. I know there's a big old giant gear or chain or whatever up there, so maybe it has something to do with RPM. I don't know. I have no clue. It's not really to do with timing. This thing's timed off of fuel, so no idea what that does. But it's not plugged into shit, and there seemingly is no place to plug it in, so that's cool, bro. I don't know if this harness is meant for this motor or whatever, but harness plugs in over here. It's got all the plugs, and the harness for the most part on this truck seems to be unmolested. There's a lot of weird crap going on back in that corner. Just, I have no idea. Unfamiliar, but I'll learn as I go. So for now, I think I need to drain a little bit of coolant out of this so that I can hey, you know what? I'll just pop that guy out. Once I pop it out, I will just quickly thread the other one in and let it drain all over the blocks. I don't think it's going to hurt you. Okay, let's see if I can get that plug out.
Here you go.
Got it? Oh, thanks, love. Set it right up top there. Looks like it's gripping. It's turning for sure. I don't know how I'm going to get the other one in there. My hand probably won't. Okay. Here's a dig at International and or Ford. They put this plug down there in a spot you cannot get to it unless, I think the easiest way to get to it is remove the alternator bracket, and then obviously remove your fuel filter bracket. Then you can just barely get on it with like a wrench and turn it a couple degrees. Like it's very bad. It's not a good. Somebody wasn't thinking, but maybe kind of see why. I mean, this aluminum neck that this is coming off of is just, it could have been, you could keep the same volume in the neck and make it wider this way, so like elongate it, oval shaped, and you would have made enough clearance to be able to get down in there and work on this fucking sensor or switch, if you will. Okay, I think I could get to it right there, so it's gonna bubble up a bunch. It's gonna be just fine. Let's see, once I get it out, will I be able to screw one in? I think, yeah. Left hand, I will. It's gonna bubble a bunch of coolant. There it is. I guess it wasn't that much coolant. Starting to thread. You know what? I'm going to take that bracket off. I think that'll help a lot. Let's see. This is roulette. Roulette of, is it SAE or metric? Come on, International. What you got for me? International says. It's SAE. To give Ford one thing, they did a good job with this loom that they have. I don't honestly know if this is aftermarket or what on here, but it probably is. It's really, really nice. Thick, sturdy. Mini file here. Let's see if we can't clean these contacts up a little. Oh, geez. This thing's just smoked. It's all brittle and shitty. Wow. Wow. Literally just couldn't break it in my hand. Right, let me get a pick and try and clean that a little better. It's trying. This thing's all trashed out though. It's pushing the connectors out of that. Must be a high current connector as well. This is looking like it's taken a beating over the years. See if I can get that on there. It's really trash. Well, I think that's now connected. That's cool. Put this all pilé en poop back in. Alright, Google, what's the torque for an IDI intake manifold? Oh, I think it's about click foot-pounds. Click. Click. Trash. It's all trash. See if that does any better for anybody. We got to start 30. Let's see. Nope, it's not start 30. Okay, multimeter time. Okay, okay. I'm looking for voltage. So we got good ground. Can be had right there on the pedal channel. This, I think. Just plug it in there. Turn the key on. I should see a signal to the pump. Alright, looks like I am getting a weird signal. 10 volts though. Why so low, bro? Huh. 11 volts-ish. Okay. Let's see what happens during cranking. We're getting voltage to it. What's this guy doing up here? That's also 10 volts. Almost 11. poke that down in there. 10.62. Looks like the high idle solenoid is actually doing its job. Yeah, 10.71. All right, that's good. So then, what's going on? Do I need to bleed it again? I really don't want to bleed it again. Really don't know or think that's a problem, but I just could be wrong. Could be dead wrong. Yeah, I don't know what I did. Doesn't run anymore. I'll just leave it at that. It's trash. Time to switch to a Cummins. All right. I figured it out. It seems the lift pump was just not doing enough work. So I went to AutoZone and picked this up. It came with a filter, but I just didn't install it. And ran it in line down to a tank that I also picked up today. So picked up a gas can. Sorry. Yeah. Water can. There's water in that. No, there's actually gas in it, but it's temporary. So, did all that, and just disconnected the inlet down there from the fuel tank. That's another thing too, like it could be that my tank is dry or I'm on the wrong tank or the selection valve is all crap. I have no idea. This was a really good like haha gotcha moment. So I mean, I'd already known that it was getting fuel from the lift. I could see it. But it wasn't as strong as maybe it should have been. I think it was indeed pumping fuel. But I don't know what was going on there. So this was like the next logical step for me, as the truck was running, you know, less than a couple weeks ago. So I had that off when I was cranking it and doing other stuff, and I just figured, why not? I had no fuel going to it, you know. So I figured let's really make sure that this system is getting the fuel that it needs. And so I grabbed this pump, put a little red end on it, or a little connector, so I could turn it on and off, and cranked it over. And as it was starving for fuel before, it still had a little air in it, so I squeezed a bunch of diesel into the intake, and then I hit it with a touch of primer from a distance, and it kicked over and started running. So that was good. Now that I got that switch installed for the temperature, the idle solenoid works perfect. So once it gets up, it kicks down. So that was once again buried down there, really hard to get to, and it's on there now. Everything seems to be working. We will see hear it kick over. It's got a little bit of warmth in it now, but it was cold and it fired right up earlier. So make sure your lift pump is good, or make sure you're getting fuel. The process is, well, I got the key in it now, so I just hooked the ignition back up. So hook up my fuel pump. It's a pumping. Fuel in the tank. Time to hit this one. test to see if my fuel shutoff worked, so I pulled that off. Oh, by the way, it always helps if you have a temporary fuel system, that you make it kind of a complete fuel system. So right now I'm pulling fuel out of a can, and it's going in and it's draining back into the tank. So I suppose the selection valve switches over return and also fuel out. So it's push and it's pull. So what didn't I touch on this? Well, I guess let's talk about what I did do. Put the rails on there so as to never have a fucking problem with those leaking again. I've only owned this truck for a short period of time, but it's a known problem, and it's worth my time is worth way more than coming in and swapping these out, even if I have to do it a couple times in the period that I own the truck. So we went ahead and dropped the coin on those injector rails, fixed some connectors to my glow plugs, made sure my wiring was good back there, kind of cleaned this out and jiggle wiggled it a bunch to make sure I had connectivity. It actually needs to be cleaned out better and have some dielectric grease thrown in it, and just to make sure we get more years out of it. And I went and replaced some lines on it and replumbed it a little different for return fuel, and couldn't get it started. And I cracked everything, bled them. I could only see a little bit of fuel coming out of them, so I wasn't really sure. I'm actually kind of curious now, if I crack them and run it, if I could see fuel squirting out of them. I went through the whole thing, tried to bleed it up here, bleed it at the injectors, by cracking the inlet connection on each one, and nothing. And so finally I decided it probably wasn't getting enough fuel or good fuel to that. So another thing I did was a little drain port on the bottom of that filter. I loosened it and let a bunch of fuel and or water dump out of it, just in case, while the electric pump was running. Not the truck, but the electric pump was running. And sealed that off, bled everything off up here. Went to go crank it. It was cranking for a while, and I had already put a bunch of diesel in there, and I was spraying diesel, and it wasn't popping just yet. So I hit it with a little bit of, from about this far away, I hit it with a little bit of starting fluid, and it kicked over and ran. So that was it. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to go ahead and mount this thing in here, and I don't know how much I should worry about that pump spinning dry down there, or trying to, the diaphragm and everything just pumping dry. I don't really care. I worry about it maybe seizing and wearing out the cam in the motor, and maybe some metal shards, but I could always take care of that later. Put a cap off on it later. I gotta find a good 90-degree line for this. As a purely temporary fix, and I'm only gonna be moving this thing out of the driveway and everything else, I'm going to cut this hose to where I think maybe my future fuel pump might sit. This is not fuel line. This is oh god, vacuum tubing, which I thought it was when I read windshield washer hose slash vacuum tube. I think vacuum tube is technically fuel rated because it carries fumes that have fuel in it. So I'm not 100% sure. Not obviously not pressure rated, but this is very low pressure. This is like maybe 6 psi, 7 psi, something like that. I'm gonna hook all this junk up the way I want it hooked up. So see if it runs now. off the tank. First, I suppose I need to hook this guy up. Sounds like it's pumping. Let's see if we get any. Alright, pretty much solid diesel. Later, Kelly. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. All right. Glow plugs. Glow off. Ready to go. I fixed everything that makes it run how it should.
What are you doing over here? I was thinking.
It's not recording.
I know. Well, are you sure? Why is it on?
Oh, is it? Is what the fuck that went to. Did you hear something? I didn't realize this was loose all that time. I touched it and I was like, oh, it's totally loose. You know what that is, love?
I do not. I mean, I know the fuel thingies, but because that's what we were working on.
That's an injector pump for an IDI motor.